Well guys, this is a very unusual video. The way it's being started, the way everything's being done. It is not your typical video, but that's because I'm not really a bike reviewer per se. I am mainly a tech and accessory reviewer, but today we're going to talk about the Suzuki GSXS 1000 GT Plus. As a matter of fact, I'm on my way to meet a group of riders that I met 2 years ago. They added me to their WhatsApp group and I never met them again. I never saw them again. And for the longest, I've been putting them aside because, well, usually on my days off, I create content, and well, I decided to take the opportunity today to still create content, but talking about a bike that I've owned now for a little over a year. I bought this back in May of 2024 after the accident that I had with the CF Moto Ibex 800T, the 2023 model. I had it for exactly a year. And I suffered an accident, and luckily for me, I had full coverage on it. I had insurance, which is optional here in the state of Florida. And yes, the insurance paid it off. It wasn't a accident with another vehicle. It was more of an accident that I hit something while on the bike, passing a bridge. They paid it off, and then that's when I bought the GSXS 1000 GT Plus. And believe it or not, even though I don't regret it, buying this bike, it was an impulsive purchase. I didn't even sit on the bike. Well, I sat on it one time that I went to the Daytona, I think it was by Oktoberfest. I went there with friends, and they had this on exhibition at the Speedway Center that they have over there by Daytona Beach. And I was able to sit on the bike, and I liked it. It was a little bit more on the sporty side, meaning that you are leaning a little bit forward more than I would like to. I am 5'10", and I'm leaning a little bit forward, or at least I was. I'm still leaning a little bit forward, but I did put a handlebar riser on it. And yes, it was an impulsive purchase. I got it from my local dealer. That dealer name is Broward Motorsports. It's a very decent dealer, at least the one that I have locally. And yeah, I went there. I actually called over the phone, and I purchased the bike basically over the phone. I did the online application for credit. Good things that I already have this bike paid off, which is one of the reasons I'm going to keep it as an option to ride around. But here's my true review about this bike. And I say true because, well, I'm not being paid by Suzuki. I'm not being paid by anybody. I'm just giving you guys my honest opinion about the Suzuki GSXS 1000 GT Plus. So it has now 3,200 miles. And it's been a fantastic bike, reliability wise. I've had no complaints on it. It rides super smooth. It has a lot of power, and even though it doesn't have the best takeoff in the world, these bikes are not really known to, the inline 4 engines are not known to have like that extreme takeoff unless you modify it. But right now this bike is stock. For the most part, it has great mid-power. It has, excellent throttle response. And I like the bike. I've done a lot of modifications to it, and most of those mods, they are on the channel here. See if I can move over. Yeah, a lot of those mods are done on the channel here, guys, and you have seen them. Or I think you've seen them. You can search them up. But yes, it's been a great bike overall. Now, with this group that I'm mentioning, which I'm going to meet now, they do a lot of gravel riding. They do a lot of things that this bike cannot do, and that's because I need to accept the reality that this is a sport touring and this is not a adventure bike. in which when I first got it, I thought I was going to get some adventure side of it because of the, you know, handlebar positions and whatnot. But this bike does have limitations, guys, and I gotta say, even though I love it, after 3,200 miles, I think it's an amazing bike. Your riding position for the most part is upright, especially putting the handlebar risers. It doesn't have a lot of vibrations unless you go like above 90. You start feeling a little bit of buzzing on the handlebars and your feet. But yes, it is an amazing bike, but it is keeping me away from doing those kind of rides. And for that reason, I actually bought another bike. It's just being prepped by the dealer right now. I got it from Homosassa, and that's like that's on the west coast where the Gulf of Mexico is, but it's more like heading towards the border of Florida. It's about almost 5 hours from West Palm Beach if you grab it with traffic. But yes, I bought a Moto Guzzi Stelvio, which I'm going to bring to the channel soon. I'm getting all the accessories for it and all that good stuff. And yes, I mean, if you're expecting this bike to do what an adventure can, then you're going to be disappointed. This is I would say, only a on-road bike. Something I need to complain about, besides being an on-road bike, is the fact that the stock seat on this bike is horrible. You're gonna have to replace it quickly. Many people who have owned this bike for some time can tell you that I'm not incorrect, guys. This is a very, very uncomfortable seat, and that's why, again, I made a video about the Sergeant seat, and I think I have it to where it's about perfect. I get no cramps. You know, I get no fatigue on my lower bottom. Now, this is an investment that if you do get this bike, you need to understand you have to make. It's going to cost you about $800. I think that's what I paid. Well, actually, I got sponsored with this one, but I think that's how much this one was quoted. It was like $779. Also, something else that you have to do, which I would say is a must, because I did it and it works great, is the fact that you have to raise your handlebars. You see, out of the box or out of the factory, this bike, I would say, is like a 58% sport bike and maybe a 42% touring. If you want to increase the percentage for touring, I think, you know, you should increase your handlebars, and I mean the height. I think I have about a 20 millimeter riser on this particular bike, and it is made by Tour Performance. I got it off of eBay, but I'm not sure if they still make it though. I think I searched it the other day for a updated link and I didn't see it, but other manufacturers have done it. What I like about this one is that it has two different offsets. It increases the height, but also it makes it a little bit closer to you as well. So that's another investment that you're gonna have to make this bike perfect. Now, value for money, I think this bike is amazing, guys. I got the side cases. I got the quick shifter already from factory. It has a very nice 5-inch TFT display, and it gives you a lot of information, as you guys can tell. It has A, B, and C riding modes. You got traction control. And yeah, I mean, overall, it is a very nice bike to ride once you get it all set up correctly, or at least the way that you think is correct for you. So the real question is, would I purchase this bike again? Yes. Why? Because not many bikes offer this kind of engine power. You have an inline 999cc motor that, you know, gives you a decent amount of horsepower. I believe it's about 136, but it has been detuned. This is that typical Gixxer motor that I believe came from the K5, but it's been slightly modified and they added some technology to it to make it more appealing. But not too many bikes offer this amount of power for the money. I believe these bikes just went down in price as well, guys. You can buy a brand new old stock one for less than $10,000. So yes, price, value-wise, you're getting your money's worth. I mean, for everything that comes with the bike. And I think it's a very good-looking bike as well. So for those two reasons, I gotta say this bike should be on your list. Apart from being extremely comfortable, right now I'm on a very nice sitting position. I feel great. At higher speeds, you might feel a little bit insecure because of the height. I mean, because not the height, but the way that the dashboard is set up. It's more like a sports bike. So right now I feel like I'm very high up on the bike. I don't feel like I'm in the bike like you do with adventure style motorcycles. So this is why a lot of people will say that they don't feel planted or that they feel a little insecure at higher speeds. It's because you feel like you're elevated up there and that you're not down here. If that's a good way of describing it, hopefully you guys can get what I'm saying. But I think those are just things that you have to get used to, like I did. At first I felt very insecure, but then I felt, you know, a lot better. You know, once I modded the bike and broke her in and just got used to riding it. But moving on to the other subjects about this bike, like the braking and the cruise control and all that good stuff. Well, the cruise control is really easy to set up. It's just to activate it, you have a button all the way to the right, which makes it a little bit awkward. And then you have the set on the left side. I wish everything was on one side, but I don't know. But it does work great once you get it, you know, dialed in, and you know, you can set it up. I believe the minimum is about 35 miles, I think, and the highest, I don't think you have a limit. I mean, I've done it at 90 and it still works. So when it comes to the cruise control, it is a pretty good one. The brakes are a little bit, you know, weird in that sense that they are like very spongy. You have to squeeze the lever or the lever. You have to squeeze it a little bit harder than usual so that you can get some response from it. Not terrible. I mean, not terrible really, but it is just a little bit awkward. On the back we have the Nissan rear brake. On the front is the Brembos. You do need a better windscreen. You do feel a lot of buffeting, you know, wind buffeting on your helmet. Right now, I still feel it a little bit on the very top, and I have the Buick Touring windscreen. I believe I paid like 200 something for this. It helps a lot, but you still get it. So that's another reason why, you know, I am getting that adventure bike. It's because that issue with the wind, guys, especially at higher speeds like right now. I mean, I don't think you can hear it much because I have a muffle on my microphone here. I'm using the DJI wireless mic with the DJI Action 5 Pro camera, and a combination of both. I think they're doing a good job here. But yes, you do get a lot of wind, especially with the stock windscreen. So that's another investment you have to make. So far we have three things that you have to do to get the most comfort out of this bike, and we already mentioned those. One is the seat, the windscreen, and the handlebar risers. For the rest, I just added little things like the frame sliders. I added the they call that the steering damper. I added that as well, and just a few other things, you know, here and there, guys. Nothing crazy. Again, all of the videos that I've done, they're still on the channel, and you can watch them and learn what I did to this bike. The mirrors are pretty good on this bike as well. They don't rattle, and you do feel like there's a lot of space in front of the bike because I don't know, it feels like you have a long nose. The mirrors are very far away, but in the good side, they do their job just fine. I've seen way worse mirrors. These are pretty good, and they don't need to be replaced, in my humble opinion, guys. It wasn't mentioned that it was gonna freaking rain, man. Crap. I've been through worse. I've been through much worse, believe me. Another great aspect about this bike is the quick shifter, guys. It's really butter smooth. I mean, this thing shifts like super nice. And like I said, after 90 miles, you do get a little bit of buzzing on your hands and feet. Now we are heading to US 27 here. When you're shifting between 4 and 5th, using the quick shifter, there's kind of like a delay. I've read, and I think this is pretty common on these bikes. There's a little bit of a delay between the shift. It doesn't happen all the time. I did notice that the higher I rev, then it doesn't really happen. But if I'm like around 5,000 to 6,000 RPMs and I shift there, or even less, then it does it. So I would say that maybe it is designed for more aggressive shifting rather than smooth shifting. So if you're gonna shift smooth, just try it manually. You might get better results that way, guys. Well, that is it, guys. I know I'm not in the greatest location. We just arrived here to Gilbert's resort, and yeah, guys, I'm loving this bike. I really do. With the exceptions of the things that I mentioned, this is not an off-road bike. Just imagine if I was riding on gravel like this, I will mess up all the paint down here. So for that reason, this is, I think, the best decision I made. I'm gonna leave this bike as a second bike. And yeah, if you're looking for a GSXS 1000 GT Plus with the cases, this is 100 recommended. It is a beautiful bike, super reliable, no mechanical issues whatsoever. The only thing that I've had is a little known rattle from the chain tensioner, but I think that's normal. The bike now has over 3,300 miles, and I never had to take it to the dealer. I do the maintenance myself. I did switch to the Michelin Road 6s tires. They're a lot better with the rain, and then the few accessories I added. So if you guys have any questions, just comment down below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button. Also click on the bell icon so that you don't miss future videos like this, and I'll see you on my next one.